Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow, your lovely host, with lots of pride hosting this East-West Show for many, many years. I like this job. I like the job so much, I do not even call it a job. It's a privilege. It's my privilege to get to see lots of people. Everybody is my mentor. That's why every time after the show, I grow a little bit and grow a little bit and a little bit. I'm getting bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, weighing 228 pounds. All right. Today with me, I'm getting more excited because in Hollywood, we're talking about Hollywood. So, speaking of Hollywood, we have my best friend, Mr. Omar Akram, to be more precise, a Grammy Award winner. No, not everybody gets a Grammy, do we?
No, not everybody.
Thousands of people working in the field. Not everyone gets a Grammy, but you.
Thank
right?
you. Yes.
Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
And the name, remember the name? Omar Akram. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very welcome. And then next to him, we have a name even bigger. We have Ken Davidin. And Ken Davidin is a film actor himself, a film star for quite some time. I believe the face is not strange to you. You might have seen the face several times, more than you can remember, right? And now he's working very active in the field, representing lots of artists. And you said you just now going to represent me, right?
Yeah, if you have something that is representable and can both make us not money.
All right.
Both make us do something that will be good. That's more important to me than
very
money.
good, very good. Okay, sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm very excited because I want to do business with you guys in your country.
You know, my audience is a majority of my audience tend to kind of like films, and they especially honor the fact they see them off the screen in another place, such as in my show, talking like a human being. Right?
Yes.
Not as a role in the film, but as an average actual person, right, in the film. So a little introduction about yourself, that will make it more amicable, shall we please? Because you guys are artists. I have to be very careful because I'm talking to artists.
Yes.
Right? Please, can start?
To be honest with you, I started when I was 13 years old. I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I did it all through junior high school. I was a theater arts major in college. Everything I did was connected in my mind somehow to get closer and closer and closer to Hollywood. And when I had done 120 different appearances, and then I did Borat 10 years ago. And that, like they say, overnight success, that opened the doors.
Explode.
Yes.
Right.
And after that, I've done The Artist, which was a black and white silent film that won the Academy Award. I've done 3 movies that have grossed over $250 million. Oh,
wow.
And now I'm
back
doing...
then.
Yeah,
back then,
within the last 10 years,
Sure.
Now I want to do more things that are good for just people in general. I want to do stuff that will actually make people happy and laugh. And it's not a matter of the money anymore. It's more of the money of getting it done. And then I met this guy who's got the same thing. He won a Grammy, but it took 20 years. It's not a people say, oh, overnight.
All right.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work and a lot of, hard work.
And Omar, your turn, please. Let us know something about yourself, everything. I mean, as many information as possible, including your saving account number. If that's possible, please go ahead.
Yes,
PIN number.
Even the PIN number.
If I had a savings account number, I would have given it to you. But I don't.
I know your code, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Well, I'm just like what Ken was saying. For me, is the same. I started when I was 6 years old. I was a hyper child, so my parents would play music, and that would calm me down. So when then my parents got this idea, what if we get him a piano? Then maybe he'll really calm down if he could just sit there and play the piano, right?
Okay.
So that's really how it started. We were living in Europe at that time. We were living in Prague, the Czech Republic. And that's how I started playing the piano, and I continued on. Really not really wanting to do it professionally, but it was just like my love. That's
natural.
something that I love to do. I would just sit there. I remember when my piano teacher would leave, I would just sit there and play, not necessarily what she taught me, but just whatever I could play. And that just gave me a lot of joy. And my parents were right. It actually did calm me down a bit, you know. And then later on, I found that I have a talent in composing music. And I just kept at it. And I wanted to do different things because my dad used to work for United Nations in New York. So he wanted me to go into politics, into law. But, and I got accepted to law school. But the problem for me was I always came back to piano, and I always wanted to compose music. So I went to a music conservatory, and I released my first album in 2002, and immediately that went to number 14 on the Billboard charts.
I see.
And then my second album, Free as a Bird, was the #1 instrumental album in the world. And then by the time I reached my fourth album, got nominated for a Grammy Award. So I thought, okay, just being a Grammy nominee, I think that's in itself, you know. I have friends that were nominated maybe 10 years ago for a Grammy, and they call themselves Grammy nominee, right?
Yeah, but you're not a nominee.
So when we went to the Staples Center, and actually I wound up winning the Grammy, then became a Grammy winner, and of course my life changed. You know, it really, it's interesting in Hollywood. The minute you do a movie like Borat, or you win a Grammy Award, or, you know, all of a sudden you're overnight success, like you were saying.
Of course.
All of a sudden people know who you are.
Explode.
You get invited. I mean, you just move up the ladder.
Yeah, you're
right.
But you got to keep it. You have to. It's not easy. You've got, because it's what you did last. And
but it gives you a lot of credibility. The fact that you do something like that, then you get to a point where it's like you're accepted. You know. And so it's been an interesting journey, and that's the reason I guess you guys are talking to me. If I didn't have a Grammy, I don't think you guys would be even talking to me right now. Yeah, I know you would.
You know, we have a Borax, we have Grammy, we have everybody, right? And the good part is that you guys did not take a stop right there. You went on further.
Oh yeah,
like
you have to. You have
like
to.
In his case, he's representing lots of artists himself. And then in your case, you never stopped writing. And after your fourth, album, I continue seeing your new
He's got another one
films,
coming.
I
right?
have,
New publications, and well, you compose a lot, and you get involved, still get involved with lots of film music.
Exactly, and that's
Okay.
another
So,
thing that I'm involved in, writing
You
film
did not
music.
take just lay down. What's up?
No, because you
off.
know what something like that does is it opens relationships, and you meet people.
That's very good.
And I think that's really what it's all about. It's friendship. It's about people see that you have talent, but beyond that, you got to become friends with people. And once you do, then doors open up, and you can do multiple things, like the Chinese American Film Festival, like
Thank you
meeting,
for mentioning that.
absolutely, like meeting Chairman Su. You know,
yeah,
James Su is a friend, and he's, you know, a pivotal part of the Chinese community and what he's done, you know, for the Chinese American Film Festival. You know, meeting him, you know, saying, hey, could you come and present? Could you come and perform?
And I'm very glad he got a pair of keen eyes, right? He discovered the talent in you, and you were involved with the Chinese American Film Festival.
Yes.
And I believe you can this year will come over and do a big part of the Chinese American Film Festival. My dear audience, today is one of my chance. I put it say, they make it my day that I got this opportunity to sit together with these two, I would say, landmark people of Hollywood, Mr. Ken Davidon, and also we have Omar Akram, the Grammy Award winner, Borax winner. So they are big shots. We're not talking about small potatoes, right?
No.
We're talking about big shots. Let's take a very small moment out. When we come back, I would have to ask them about what's going on in Hollywood to get some insight of Hollywood. Please, stay with us. Hello, dear folks, my dear lovely audience. Welcome back to the show. As a matter of fact, there's lots of fun moment talking about Hollywood, talking about those big stars of Hollywood. And I feel privileged sitting next to them, about 2.5 feet, about 3 feet. So that close to the stars.
You're too good.
To the stars. Thank you very much. We have Ken Davidin, and he is an actor for life. And he's been several times in for 17 times with the bar. Right?
No, I wrote 17 speeches as a young man.
As a young man, preparing
to
for
be
that.
in front of everyone, getting an Academy Award,
I see.
which is our Grammy.
Okay, very.
But I never did it.
Sure.
He did it.
And also we have Omar Akram. He is the Grammy winner. One thing I'm going to ask you. Did you that day or that night prepare yourself to win so that you have a speech prepared?
Honestly,
winning speech.
I did not have a speech. I went in there and I thought, you know what was going through my mind as I'm sitting there thinking, I should have just stayed home. Because I don't think, because the people, the other nominees were giants in my
Do you remember them?
Yeah, they were big names, you know, and they were all there. And I thought, you know, why am I even here? And when they called my name, I was, first of all, I just jump up and down.
Was that a mistake?
You know, so you could actually go on YouTube and see that. Because I was just jumping up and down, and I just ran to the stage. But no, I didn't have, to answer your question, I didn't have a written speech. And as a matter of fact, one of the ladies who was a Grammy winner herself told me right before the show started, she says, Omar, why don't you write something down? In case, she said, you know, you never know. You have at least a chance to win.
Sure.
Because you're a nominee. So that's how it happened.
All right. And what did you say?
Well, I just, you know, it was not an exciting speech, but I just thanked everyone. You know,
Did you thank your wife?
I thanked my wife.
All right. Okay, very good.
I had a daughter. My daughter was just born at that time, so my daughter and family and my mom and you know.
Did you thank your dog?
I don't have a dog, but if I did, I probably would have. Yes. You're gonna thank your dog.
Yeah. I've always had a dog.
Yeah. All right. Good. Very good. Is I would say of a lifetime moment to win.
Yeah.
It really is. It really changes your life.
And sometimes life pays.
Yes.
To artists, that is the moment you probably have to work a whole lifetime for.
Yes.
Right? Am I right?
Yes.
So, and it is not, even though you work whole time, there's not a 100% you get it. You probably get a 1% chance of something like that. Okay, now, forget that. What's going on
No,
these
don't
days?
forget it. Always keep it in your mind.
Of course, yeah, of course. We keep that, because when I say I forget that, because I know I do not have a chance. I do not have even 1%.
You never know.
You have a chance in this business. You have a chance because you write. So
I do if you represent me.
Okay,
all right? Let's do
but
that.
There's,
or otherwise, I don't.
That's what's good about this.
All right.
Every day, there's a chance for something good to happen.
Okay, very
We could
good.
be on that stage accepting the Academy Award, all three of us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
if you
All
write
right,
it and we act.
Someday, if I win something, if I won something, I would have called you and say, "Hey, Ken, where are you?"
Don't
hey,
forget
Omar,
he said
where
that.
are you? All
Write
right?
that down.
And come on stage, join me, or
Yes.
share the moment, something like that. But I'm winning for what?
For
doing
Best
Academy
writer.
Award for Best Writer.
Screenplay.
Thank
Best
you. Anyway.
screenplay,
All right,
yes.
good. I'm not important. To average Americans, our audiences, right? They, of course, like Hollywood films, right? And to tell you the truth, on the show here, I've been through with quite a few conversations or discussions about Hollywood films, kind of like people are not that satisfied about Hollywood film. They always feel kind of a nostalgic. We miss whatever, right? So not today. Why? What's happening in Hollywood? Do you know?
Well,
Do you know?
I'll tell you, it has a lot to do with computers.
With computers.
Yes, and you can see that the studios are making $100 million films that are very, very, very action oriented. You don't have films anymore without shooting, killing naked people. You don't have films that are people are talking and you think to yourself, oh, okay, I understand. That's happened to me. How many people can compare themselves to Captain America? But that's right now what the studio's doing, what the smaller independents are doing. And if you look, the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes are films that are not big, giant blockbusters. They're films that are about people that have something that they're talking about. There's something going on with a group of people. And really, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't remember the date, but the movie I did called The Artist was black and white. It was silent. There was no speaking. And everybody thought it was a crazy idea, but it was so beautifully executed and so beautifully written, it won the Best Picture. So
I think it's becoming.
Yeah.
I think to me, I mean, I guess you're in it more than I am, but my take on it is it's very business and dollar driven.
yeah, it's
So I
business.
think. Well, listen.
That's what we call commercial films.
Back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, you know, they call them auteurs, people, artists like David Lynch, like Bernardo Bertolucci, those guys that would write these amazing films, and they would be able to get financing for it. And, they didn't have millions of followers, but it was a beautiful film that they could present to people, and that's how, films were made. But today, all of that stuff, I think it's kind of going away. It's interesting. One of my favorite directors, his name is David Lynch, who's he's done a lot of, great films. He said he's going to stop making films because he says that kind of films is going away. Kind of what you were saying in Hollywood. It's just going away. He says there's no room for me to make films.
All right, good.
So that's kind of my take on it.
I need you guys help me if I'm wrong, okay? I tend to do this. When I see a splendid picture for a moment of, like, say, 15 minutes, as long as 15 minutes, no word, no nothing, there are horses, soldiers, or archers, and killing each other, whatever, right? Okay, now, my question asking myself is that if I had been the writer, what could I have written for that 15 minutes? I say fighting for 15 minutes?
No.
What do I do?
You actually describe a lot of the fighting.
If I do describe, the director will get mad. You're doing my job. That's my job to tell them how to fight. The stunt instructors will say, hey, you're doing my job. That's my job. What I do? I say, well, Jack strangles, Omar rolls, and then kick him in the butt, and so on and so forth.
All you have to do is say that he strangles Omar. So in your writing, in your mind, if Omar gets killed, you have to describe that, because that's the main thing of that fight.
No.
So,
okay, now.
And they're
when
not
I say Jack and
mad.
Omar, I just fake the name.
Yes, I know. But
they sound like the film roles, right? And in the scene I describe, it's a massive fight.
Like Braveheart, a giant fight.
Yeah, giant fight.
What do I do? You need to write what you want, how it starts, why it starts, and how it ends. Because then you're writing, 4 people died in that fight that you wrote. So you need to not include them in the rest of the script. You need to know what happens in that fight.
I just do my number count.
Yeah.
I have 4 down, right?
Yes.
Now I have 6 left.
Yes.
Right? And I play around with the 6. Something like that?
Yeah, but Ken, let me ask you something too. Is in American movies, do you think there is a lot of talking going on? I mean, for me,
no, action films don't have acting.
I mean, the thing is, for me, a great film, it has to move. You know, there's not people sitting and just talking. You know, a movie has to move, right?
Sure.
It has to. You know, I just saw recently a Mexican film where in the first 10 minutes, there's no talking. It's just, there's people moving, this guy's doing that, and he's doing that. It's people crossing the border, so he's just doing,
that must be
there's not a lot of talking.
If that is the case, that must be story-driven.
Exactly. In American films, the minute it starts, it's like a phone call, and then the guy's talking.
There must be
and the narration going on, right?
The first and most important thing is the story.
Story.
If you don't have a story,
you don't have a story. Like say, when you compose a music, you don't have a melody. What do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Then I have nothing.
You have nothing in mind, right?
Yeah.
When you write a film, you don't have a story.
That's the first thing I do is writing the melody.
Jack strangles Omar. Why? Why
yes,
would have
there
to
you
do
go.
so?
That's your
Exactly.
And let the audience see the necessity. At that very moment, Jack had to do nothing. Then the only way out is to strangle him. And his survival, and the only chance is that survival from Jack, and that story goes on, right? So what we see is A strangle B for nothing, and then we don't see a story-driven.
But see, that's the whole thing. They don't strangle him anymore. They blow him up with special effects, with all of this.
Yeah, sure.
If they're strangling him, they're acting. Because you've got somebody who's really not dying, who's pretending like he's dying, and he's trying to tell Jack, why are you killing me? And Jack is telling him, you slept with my wife, or whatever the reason is. But
do
they don't
you
do
recall Saving Private Ryan?
Right? Yes.
Great film.
Do you recall that scene when a German soldier pushes a young American soldier down on the floor and push a knife, a dagger, pushing down towards his chest? And the young soldier kind of tried to push up, right? And the older German soldier says something, like whispering, sounds like it's okay, doesn't take long. Yeah, right? And that sentence, that line was in German, right? I asked lots of German people, German friends, they don't even recall what he says, but without understanding the line itself. And the moment, the severeness, the cruelty of that very moment is written black and white. For a young soldier to die like that, say, it doesn't take long, the pain is not that much, goes in, like that. That is story-driven.
That's human, though. That is also human. You don't have him turn into a superhero. So, but that's they try to make pictures that are PG-13 just so that kids will go and spend the money. But those films are great to make money, but you have to spend $100, $200 million.
Including popcorn and soda.
Oh, that's not even...
All right, my dear audience, a very nice discussion. Let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, we want to find out, China is opening up. And I had a nice conversation with Alma the other day, and we want to probably explore our market.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
When market, I say stage.
Yes,
right?
that's what we need to do.
And the incoming Chinese American Film Festival is another stage here.
Yes.
So let's talk about both.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Stop complaining about the American films.
Yes.
Okay, good. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello, my dear folks. Welcome back to the discussion of film, to the discussion of a Hollywood film. We have 2 Hollywood stars, one about music, one of script and acting, and also representation, right? Okay, very good. Managing, call it
I
that way.
produce. So
Managing, producing, all right, good. So I believe that if you guys sit together, you get whole Hollywood. You get the film part, and he gets the music part, and I do the audience. I'll play a good audience. I will behave for the popcorn and the soda.
Make sure you buy lots of popcorn and soda.
I'll stay 2 hours and a half for that, right? Okay. Now, in addition to talking about Hollywood, which is so controversial these days, with the computer technique, with special effect, with the sound effect, and so sometimes even the chair rocks. Right? And there's some moisture going around. You feel, oh, it's raining or what? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
They always do.
Those are not the necessity of film. The necessity of film, quote unquote, story, right? Okay, now, forget that part. We're talking about China. That is opening up. Right now, they're talking about the Belt and Road. You heard about that, right?
Yes.
The One Belt and One Road,
Yes.
using the Silk Road to connect all the way to even West Europe, and also using the Waterloo Road go all the way to the south of Asian Sea.
Yes.
And now United States took part in. They flew over to join that summit. Right. With that, they're opening up everything, including their stages. When I say stages, I'm talking about studios. I'm talking about stage, live acting stage.
Yes.
And by the way, good news for you. One of my good friend, childhood friend, is now the #1 contractor of performing for performances.
Live performances?
Live. He runs from theater to theater all over the country doing that business.
Including music, right?
Yeah, including music. Of course, music.
Okay.
Mostly music.
Okay, good.
Music, dances, and so whatsoever. So you guys want to be connected, and how, please?
Well, that's something that, actually it's been my dream for many years to go to China and to present my music. My background is from Afghanistan. I was born in New York, but both of my parents are from Afghanistan. And as you know, our countries are connected to each other.
Yeah, of course.
And so, it's been a dream of mine to go and present my music and to be able to perform in China. So what you're saying is really a dream come true for me, to be able to go out there. And plus, Ken and I have been discussing the possibilities of making a film.
Which is exactly in that line.
Is in that line where it takes us to China and still takes us to the stages of performing in China. And not only he and I are in it, but we would be bringing other Hollywood actors to sort of
You
do
mean
cameo.
a film about a stage performance?
It's a film.
About a stage performance?
Yes.
It's a film about me,
Yeah.
who's the manager,
He
trying
plays the
to
manager.
take the real Omar to
The
China.
Chinese
and-
stage.
Yes, and then we go to. I tell him we're going to go to the Poly right away, but we go here and there and there, and he thinks, "What is this guy doing?"
So he tells me in the movie that he has a lot of contacts, but he
in my
doesn't.
term, it's a PIP. You know what is PIP?
No.
Picture in picture. How about
Yes,
that?
yeah. No, CP.
CP.
Concert in picture.
Concert and picture.
Yes.
See?
Because we
Concert
wanna
and
end with a big concert.
CIP.
It
Concert
ends with a
in
big
picture.
concert.
Yeah, very good.
Alive.
Very good.
We
Yeah,
want,
very good, very good.
and we
That
want to
could
bring
be
another
very
actress.
interesting. That could be super interesting.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've been talking about for about a year now.
Well, we've got a treatment. We're
Anybody
ready to
working
write
on
a
the script yet?
No.
No, we don't.
No.
We don't. But we do have a treatment.
Economical. Everything's economical.
Of course.
Yeah.
I know that. You have to pay somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
all right. Good,
But that's
good.
something that that we're hoping to talk to you, and then we will talk to
all right.
Chairman
Good,
Sue
good,
as
good,
well.
all
But
right, good,
that's
good.
something that.
That sounds a huge idea. That's very good idea.
eventually, at the end of the film, he will be having a concert at Poly with another, and we don't know who.
American superstar like Lady Gaga or
Yeah.
Beyonce or
All
somebody
right,
like
okay.
that.
That's where the film goes. That's the end.
Very good. Very good.
So it starts from me firing him because he doesn't do his
You
job
mean
here.
you roll me? You
The
roll you in the role.
In the role.
film.
He
Yeah,
plays
yeah.
himself.
I kind of play
and I a
myself.
character.
Okay.
He plays a character.
I see,
I
I
play
see.
myself as a real Grammy winner.
All
So he
right.
can't really do anything for me here, and I tell him, okay, it's time for him to go. He says, no, please give me a chance. I'll take you to China
see.
and make you famous.
It's a real story elevated to a film.
Yeah,
Am I right?
that's right. That's
and
really
in the
what it-
film, the show itself
Yeah.
is an actual show, actual concert.
Yes.
But we do have some comedy because he takes me to China. We go to different places because he really doesn't know anybody in China.
Oh, I promise you, and you will come across like a laughing stock or a funny moment.
That's funny. That's
everywhere you go.
That's the idea. It's going to be funny. It's going to be dramatic at some points. Yes. But then we also have a lot of music, comedy, drama, and music. So that's kind of the movie that we've been talking about.
How about funding? It's going to cost lots of money, right?
Hold on. Do you have money?
Yeah. Yeah, money.
I have $50.
There's $1.50.
Yes, obviously, funding is very important because you have to be able to compete with these $100 million films from the studio because some of the people are working on those.
And it's gonna be shot exclusively in China with Chinese. All of the actors, the main players in China would obviously be Chinese actors and actresses, you know, that are involved. Like we'll have translators, we'll have all these people that are there. He and I are the only ones, you know, going there, so it's going to be shot.
One thing that you never know is that among my audience, you never know who they are. You never know who they are, right? Letting them know what you want to do. It's quite a good way. You never know. The response might be all of a sudden somebody calls, say, hey, Jack, where are those guys? I want to talk to them.
Call them.
Call me.
Call
right?
them. Okay. It's a $5 million budget. The movie should open in the United States. And I don't know what we're doing the opening weekend in China, but there will be a premiere at both places. And I predict the U.S. opening will be at least $20 million for the weekend.
Okay, very good. And I have another suggestion. If you would work out a synopsis or something, and using this incoming Chinese American Film Festival, along coming from China with all the 1,400 filmmakers, there must be producers looking for scripts, looking for a storyline, looking even for a treatment, something like that, right? And you guys probably can find each other, because you know, you never know. There might be people having money burn holes in the pocket looking for scripts, right? Even for a storyline, for synopsis.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you're looking for money, and that's,
well, it actually starts after he fires me. I take him to, I have a friend who's a cook at a Chinese restaurant, and he knows people he's cooking for the festival. So he thinks I know all these big people in the festival, and then he says, okay, if you know all these people, let's go to China.
Okay,
and
quite a thing.
The person, there's got to be one Chinese guy that's going to be the liaison between all the crazy stuff that I tell him and then all the stuff that happens.
I did research myself. From 2012 to 2015, I dug out 15 films of the low budget, between $6 or $7 million, low budget, and very low in Hollywood. And I check about their percentage of their revenue, right? And the biggest goes about 1,000% or 1,500%. The smallest doubled, right? That means you do not have necessarily go with a $200 million budget.
No, this is not a $200 million budget.
That's not.
This is a comedy.
$4 or $5 million budget.
And plus, he mentioned most of the shooting will be in China, though.
99.9% of it. You know, maybe 0.1% will be here because initially when we meet, it's going to be here.
Then some landscape. That's
some landscape, and then the rest is all in China. So it all and then most of the actors are Chinese. You know, there.
The 21st century Marco Polo. How about that?
That's not a bad title.
Not a bad title.
There's one, because we don't know, but we were looking for a host that has a big show in China, like Johnny Carson. And I try to get him on.
I see.
And they think we're crazy. And but he doesn't know that they think I'm crazy. He thinks I'm doing everything is good.
You go to China, I'll connect you with a friend of mine who's engaged so much with theaters.
Okay.
Right? And among that contact, there must be somebody who might be interested in the subject. Okay. All right. Okay, my dear audience, see, this is how business is being conducted. Right. Okay, now let's take a very, very short moment out. When we come back, we'll continue finding more interesting stuff. Stay with us, please. Hello, my dear lovely audience. Welcome back, you lovely ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show, East-West Show with lots of pride. We are talking about Hollywood today. Speaking of Hollywood, I have two Hollywood icons right in front of me. Mr. Omar Akram, he is a Grammy winner. My God, that's a big thing.
Thank
like
you.
Jomo Longma.
Yes.
You know the peak, Jomo Longma of Tibet.
Yes.
That's the top, the highest mountain
Yes.
of the world, like Jomo Longma to me. And we have Ken Davidin. Mr. Ken Davidin is a film icon of a landmark guy for Hollywood. He started as early as he was 14 years old. So he only looked 18 or 28, right?
Who
So
now?
Not now, yeah.
No, let's not.
29,
even,
29
no,
already?
No.
Okay, anyway.
I'm over 40.
Over
Can you
40.
believe
Okay,
that?
very good, very good. Only a few years working on film, and both are very wonderful and important film stars, I would say. I have a question to ask you. Probably you can answer because you tend to adore the story-driven part of films, or kind of film, right? Story-driven. Versus the dollar-driven. He mentioned the dollar-driven film trend. And then you represent the film music. My question is how music is attached to films. My question doesn't come nowhere. It has come from the fact sometime when I sit in the theater, I do not even feel the music, right? And yet I know there's music there. And for a moment, I pushed myself to stop to listen to music, and I did. I can't see the music. And then, moment later, no more attention. Music is gone. The music's still there. Mm-hmm. So what happened? Is it me? Is it the film, the story, or is it the music itself?
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be.
I guess exactly what I was going to say.
All
right? Because music is almost like a silent character in the film. Mm-hmm. Not silent, but is another character in the film mm-hmm. that pushes the story forward. If you turn off the music, you're going to feel a big hole in the film. But if you put the music back on, it just keeps things going.
And the music helps propel the story. When you hear, you know it's something that's happening. Mm-hmm. That's a thriller.
All right.
The music is part of it. Can you imagine if we just stopped talking and there was silence? Mm-hmm. It's very, very difficult. And I know because I did a silent film, mm-hmm. and in the silent film, what they had to do so much more mm-hmm. because they weren't talking, but they still had the music. They still mm-hmm. had a lot of music, but if glasses had to be set just like that, everything was much more done because there was no
I
silence.
remember seeing a film. There is one scene, a man and a woman sit there by the table drinking to their farewell because they decided to break up. They were forced to, and yet they realized that they really had to. And then they raised the glasses. Before the glasses click, you didn't hear, as a matter of fact, you didn't hear the physical click of the glasses. You hear a piano, ding, da 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 da, starting the music. At that very ding, I started crying. That's the magic of music, isn't it?
Yeah, and I
didn't actually hear the glasses.
Exactly. And one of the things I think right now is, you know, in some of these big budget films that we were talking about, I think the music is becoming sort of very big and kind of loud, you know, which really is not supposed to be.
Noisy kind.
Yeah, it's becoming noisy. They're getting these huge orchestras. And if you go to a blockbuster movie nowadays, I mean, the music is so loud.
Surround
You
sound.
know,
It is.
surrounding
sound
I-
with the boom box.
I
boom,
don't
boom,
think the
boom,
music
yeah.
is supposed to be that, at least in my opinion. You know, for me, when I compose for films, it's very almost minimalistic. You know,
minimalistic.
the less you can do, to me, I think that's coming back a little bit. And a lot of the, you know, I've taken the cue from European films.
Okay.
If you watch European films, you don't see a huge 100-piece orchestra. You know, you hear something more, maybe a piano, a violin, a cello,
Or,
you know, something very
a
simple.
long guitar.
Yeah,
long guitar, boom,
and
boom, boom,
and
that
that
kind of
sometimes
thing.
it's more effective
Yeah.
than having a
Well,
huge.
you're talking about Star Wars with that kind of music, and you're talking about a Woody Allen film, where the Woody Allen film, the music is another
him, it's
character.
Woody Allen
and
himself,
It's,
yeah.
quiet. It's trying to.
I give you Lord of the Rings, for example.
Yeah.
That kind of music.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's too much.
That's good. I mean, but cinematic.
That's sometime in the fighting field, like I say, on horsebacks, is good. But to most of the scenes, it don't fit that way. I feel
Yes.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
I agree with Omar that it is quite unnecessary to shake that much.
That's because you're not 13.
All right.
If
good.
you were 13
I'm
or
unshakable.
18, yeah, you'd be going.
Yeah, unshakable. Yeah.
But this is what they're.
One
they're
thing in
gearing
Hollywood
for.
is, and he will tell you, there's a lot of egos involved. So if I'm composing the music and I'm spending, you know, all this time and I have a 100-piece orchestra, I want people to hear it. You know, I'm gonna tell you, the director, hey, turn it up, because I, you know. So if you get the egos out of the way and you really think about the project, sometimes the music is just too loud and it's too
Exactly.
overproduced. Is that the word? Overproduced.
The worst thing an actor wants to hear is somebody say when they're watching the film, "What did he say?"
Well, yeah,
What
yeah,
did you say?
you're right, yeah, exactly. And now, when you write for a film, of course, you have listened to your director, right? Director says,
Yes,
I want the music that way.
Yes.
Right? So, what if you find you in disagreement with the director when he wants that way?
Well, that's your job. The first thing you do is you read the screenplay, and you make your own. You have your own ideas. You know, obviously in film, when I write my own album, which I'm working on my new album now, there's really no one telling me what to do. I just go in there and I write my own music. But film, as you know, is collaborative. You know,
Right,
you
of
cannot
course,
just
of course,
think of
yeah.
me as a composer. I'm kind of bringing another facet to the film, enhancing, you know, the experience. So for me, a lot of the times, I read the screenplay. The first thing we do is we find out where the music should be. So we make notes.
Yes,
on it.
exactly. Maybe my question can ask Ken. I can ask Ken a question about it. You are producer. You are representing the whole area. Now, do you believe, or do you think, or do you still adore the principle that even the music writer has to read the whole script?
Oh, I would. To me, he should watch the movie. The movie should be done, and he should be given the movie to watch. Because if he doesn't get it,
And then rewrite it or fix it, or whatever. You know why I ask? And my friends, currently, at the current time, they say, hey, write me a 33-second thing, sad melody. That's what all instruction I give you. How sad? You never know, right? Just this is how much what they do, because everything is snack. It's a fast food.
do you give them 2 or 3 sad melodies, or you just give them one? If he asked you just
I'm
like that,
talking about without him having to read the script.
right?
The director says, I need 33 seconds of sad music. That's it.
Usually it doesn't work that way because nobody will really ask
they do that
you.
way. They do
Well,
that way.
yeah,
To
I mean,
save time.
You need the script because when you say a lot of the scenes that are sad, it's not necessarily sad music.
The same sadness.
It's not necessarily sad music. I don't really go directly and do like write sad music. It's more like you work around it. It's like when you do your dialogue, you know, it's not, you say one thing, but you mean something else, right?
What?
When
You say one thing. And
He is trying to contrast with the story or with the scene.
What's
or
behind
with
what
the
you're
environment.
saying? What's behind what you're saying? You say one thing, but your purpose is for something,
yes,
right?
but you have to know what that is. That's why you have
That's
to
what I'm
read.
saying.
That's
so
exactly after he reads the script.
once I read the
Otherwise,
script,
he wouldn't even come to that
so if
kind
you,
of conclusion.
what we do with the director is we sit down and I need to know his vision for the film and what he wants to achieve. If it's a jazz film from the 1930s and it takes place in New York, obviously I cannot write, you know, country, you know, music for it. You know what I mean? So it has to be jazz.
No, you have to
I
have
have to
that-
research
Okay,
jazz in the 1930s in New York and find out what, and then I take that and kind of make it my own. You know, and
You're
if
right,
it's a
you're
good director, he'll trust me and say, okay, you're good. I'll let you do your thing. If you're an amateur director, then you are on me constantly and you're just telling me.
And that's for everything.
Right.
Because
I
a
have a
good
feeling-
director
I have
is
a feeling
casting.
The three heads put together could make a good film, right?
Yes.
We're getting bigger that way.
Yes.
All right, my dear audience, we're over time. We're way, way over time, but we really enjoy every bit of it, every line of it. And from these two masters, I kind of feel that going back to classes, and I'm getting educated quite a bit. I'm getting 1 inch taller now. Thank you very much, Ken. Thank you very much, Omar.
Nice to see you,
And
Jack.
to my audience, we thank you very much for watching. What you can expect is that this coming YAM, Chinese American Film Festival, and also I'll connect you with China and see what you can do there. All right. So I'll see how you guys how they can arrange all the traveling accommodation stuff, or have him here. Either way. All right.
Excellent.
So, all right. We'll see you next time. All right.